It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good evening, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. My name is Heath, and tonight is Technology as a Tool, Not as an Obstacle. And speaking about being a tool, the item that I was going to put together tonight, I don't know what I did with it. There's a slight chance it's in my pants pocket up in my apartment, but it's not here. And I'm trying to see if we can find it. If not, it's not. I'll install the RU1 that I compared it to last night. But if it can get found miraculously during the show, we're gonna install the AR-2. In the back behind me, you can see trains running, but the Z scale is still sitting there. So the goal is to get that running tonight. Let's check in, see who's joining us this evening. We got Artie from Awesome American Model Railroading coming in from Australia, as well as Gary, Creepy013 from Australia, and Greg, Midsummer Railway N Scale from Australia. That's our Australia contingent. We got Brian from Rock Railfan. We have Caboose 121, Cameron. We've got Carolina Foothills Railroad D Knight. We got Tim, CP368 Productions. We've got John 2618, also known as Mr. Blue Comet in my world. We've got Lynn McCurdy, the HDMMRC. We already said hello to Greg, but we'll say hello to Greg again. Hello, Greg again. We've got Marty from M&M Shortline. We've got Andrew from Mr. Pictovid. John, number 7, Mystic Southern Railways in the house. Norman Rowe is joining us. We've got Roy Elpham here. We've got John from Schuylkill River Valley. We've got Timothy Kynard and Wig Wag Workshop. Yes, Stephen. Ah, my savior. I know. We'll get the doors open. Bye. It has arrived. And I'm already getting told I'm too loud. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, Wigwag, yes. The song title is actually shown in while you're watching the slideshow in the bottom left. I put the song title, and it's a song I heard online, and I found it somewhat appropriate, so I thought I would throw it into the mix a little bit. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Lynn's already talking about train shows this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm hoping to get down to Edison. Yes, the lovely assistant came and saved the day. Brought my brought what was missing, and at least I'm not wearing a loud shirt. I know. I am very loud, and I talk very loud, and that's why I'm down here and not in the apartment. I've kind of got a little bit of a mess on the desk. I started just pulling out all the tools that I thought I would need, and in the process have made the area such a mess that I don't even... we got to clean the desk first a little bit, but we're going to use this Rokuhan train controller. It's got a little on-off switch here. I'm going to use this to turn on and off the unit. This will be my constant power, and then we'll use the dial as the variable DC throttle. So all of it will be here, and it's nice. This little switch just snaps on, so you can just keep kind of adding them on, and yeah, I thought this would be a nice kind of way of controlling the Z scale. Wigwag Steven says, I talk loud too, but I'm mostly deaf in one ear. I think when I get excited, I just talk really loud, and I talk really loud when I'm excited on YouTube. So you can see the N scale running there, but we can also see back there, if you notice, Containerman 68, who I don't believe is checked in yet, but he gifted me a Southern Pacific red nose, and the joke is, red nose for the red nose of the clown. So that is a Ringling Brothers kind of excursion-ish, passenger train-ish set of cars that I got from Steeler Fan 820. So that is a gifted train running back there. It's a Scale Trains. It's this guy. It's a Scale Trains operator locomotive, and I'm not really sure whose cars those are. But yeah, so that's a gift. It got it broken in. It's been running really nicely back there, and I kind of love the idea of a red-nosed locomotive pulling a circus train. So that's really fun. And the Z scale, as you can see, we're missing 2 tracks. Right, so these 2 tracks are missing, but I got them up here, and I'm gonna use these 2 tracks. We're gonna install the Opto-Sensors into these tracks. Is it a bloody nose or a red nose? I guess it is a bloody nose. I don't know much about Southern Pacific except that it's what Jason the Train Freak models, and I like giving him a hard time about it, and that's about as much as I know about it. But yeah. BR Tree 74 says nice tool mess. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. We'll clean it up we'll have to clean it up a little bit, but so these 2 pieces of track will get the Opto-Sensors. I went to the hardware store and I got some little spade connectors, and we're going to use the spade connectors because the AR-2 has little spade connector connections. So instead of soldering to this, we're just going to use the spade connectors. I will have to do a little soldering though onto the Opto-Sensors to extend those wires. Is it live or is it Memorex? It's about as live as we're gonna get, maybe about 10 seconds delay, but that's what it is. Rebel. So Cameron Caboose 121 is here and Rebel's here, and if you haven't seen it, I'm building this little shack that I got here. Oh, and I'm hitting things. I'm building this little shack here, and Rebel and Caboose 121, we're gonna buy the same kit and get it to focus on that for a change. Anyway, it's fighting me on focus, but we're gonna put this together, and we'll see. So this is Monday night's project, and this mess of stuff is tonight's project. So I'm going to start clearing a little bit of a space. I think the way I'm going to do this is I think I'm going to start with the Opto-Sensors. And then we'll get to wiring in the controller, and I don't know what's going to happen. I realized as I was pulling out tools, one of the tools I want to get is a helping hands, and I realized that I still forgot to buy one, so we're going without. Yeah, don't lose the shack. I got a little safe spot for it back there, so that I don't lose it. Yeah, so John, I know you're kind of making fun of me, but yeah, I'm having issues figuring out the focus on how to best to best use this camera. It's the focus is very finicky on it. Sometimes it focuses, sometimes it doesn't. You got to remember too, though. I mean, this is N scale, so it's yeah. I know. Yeah. So the shed. Oh, sorry. It's the shack, right? So this is the shack. This is not the shed. This is the shack. It's $10. It is. So yeah, I know. I'm still kind of still working with this overhead shot. Yeah, I need to add it to the list. So what I'm here's my replacement is I've got these, and I've got these little clips, and I've got these clamps, and what I do is I clamp the little clip to the I clamp the clip to the thing, and then I can use the clip for the wires. But this is what I have to do because I just keep forgetting. But yeah, we'll figure that out at some time. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them in this sort of open area here on the tracks. This sort of let's clear this out of the way. Yeah, I've tried different focus methods. I tried the spot focus on Monday, and that's why I was having so many issues with it. So I changed it to more of a focus all over thing. So yeah, this is also not a video lens. This is also a still lens, and if I swapped it out, it would give me better focus. Yes, they're 1-2-3 machinist blocks, and they're metal, so they're good at pulling the heat away. So yeah, just send him the thingy. I like thingies, but I don't know what your... Oh, I might have a helping hand thingy around here if you want it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely need one. I just keep forgetting. I just keep forgetting to get one. If anybody here is not on my email list, by the way, I've been sending out an email once a week. It highlights basically what YouTube videos I've done over the week, and it's also just if anything kind of exciting pops up or whatever, I'll email the list. And so if you want to keep up on what's going on, that's a good way to do it. So let's start. I'm going to use this little Ryobi instead of my big drill. I'm going to drill some pilot holes in the center, and then I'm going to flip this over and drill a bigger hole the sides of the sensor. Yeah, Mr. Pictovid dropped $5 on me for the new lens, so it's only I think it's like $1,300. The one I want is the 100mm macro Canon RF lens is what I want to get. So why are they machine? I don't know what word you're using, but if you're asking why they're machinist blocks, is because a machinist will use them literally when they're machining parts, because theoretically they're perfectly square and they're perfectly machined to 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Story time by John. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, so let's, I got this new little kit of drill bits, so we're going to use those. What's nice is they've got the same, you know, shank as this, so we're going to drill. Oh, look at that, they tilt up. You can't, I'm saying look at that, but you can't see it. They tilt up, so we're going to grab the little guy, and I'm going to make a hole. Well, $1,300 is cheap compared to the cost of the camera itself. All right, I'll ask you next time. Yeah, Edward, you missed the beginning. She was already very helpful in that I had left this in my back pants pocket and forgot about it, and she brought it down to me. So she's already been very helpful today. So let's. I don't know why I'm nervous about drilling through track. All right, so there's one hole. It's almost centered. And we're gonna make a second hole. All right, so now what I need to figure out, so I just made that sort of pre-hole just to, you know, so my other bits don't wander. So let's leave this in the bin. Let's move this. I really made a mess with all this stuff. Helps if I would turn this off. Yeah, it's just that I just keep forgetting. It's not that I don't know that I need one. I just literally can't remember. Alright. So I'm checking the size of the Opto-Sensors we're going to use. So keep an eye on these, so when I lose them and I say, hey, does anyone remember where I put the Opto-Sensors? Everyone can tell me where I left them. So what I want to do is, because this is Z-scale, I'm gonna try and get this thing lined up flat with it, because I think that's the only way I'm gonna get the trains to roll over it. So let's see if I can figure out which. That might be the right size. Although it's smaller in that orientation. Let's start with this guy and we'll check the fit. Andrew, why were you surprised that I had 1, 2, 3 blocks? A lot of people have them. All right. So let's see. Yeah, Rebel, I'm kind of gotten to the point that I'm just blind at this point, and I just do everything by feel because I just can't see anything anymore. So I'm actually liking that fit. That's let's see if it focuses. Nope. Come on. So there we go. So it's gonna fit pretty nicely, I think. Let's There we go. And we'll, after I get the wires attached, I think I'm going to hot glue it in there. Although, I don't know, I may not need to hot glue it in there. It might stay just fine on its own. Although, I guess I probably should put a dab of hot glue on it. Alright, so there's one. Let's get the other one started. Yeah, Rebel, I just feel like if I can just feel around enough, eventually I kind of make things work. I don't know. Okay, so that should be the majority of the drilling that I need to do for today. So, who wants to watch me attempt to solder? So next, what I'm going to do is people have to help try and remind me. I'm going to try and remember to put heat shrink over these before I solder the wires on, but the chance of me actually remembering is probably pretty low on the list of things, but I'm going to try and remember. So we'll pull it out. Are these all the same? No, I think this is slightly bigger. No, I think they're all the same. So, one more of these just in case. So one needs some short wires and one needs some long wires. And let's not lose this guy. And if you don't kind of know what I'm doing, if you go back to last week's video, oh, it looks like I'll be able to stick these on after I solder them. So let's take this off. If you go back to last week's video, I kind of go through what all of this is. So it might be a little more explanatory, I guess would be the word. Thank you, Lynn, to ensure nothing burns up and we don't need to call 911. Yeah, I'm hoping I do. I have a little fire extinguisher down at my feet, and right outside the door, I've got another fire extinguisher. So this is solid core. I believe it's 22 gauge. We're gonna use this, and we're gonna make this work. And the goal is these will get wired back to SD S1 and SD S2. So let's get on it. Let's see. So we'll make one this long. That should work. And the other one we need to make. You're wondering, I'm back here just sort of like guesstimating length based on, because I think the controller is going to be over on that side, so that's the plan. So those are my two black wires, and let's duplicate them for red wires. Mr. Pictovid adding a tip for the firemen, just in case they do have to come this evening. Hopefully they shouldn't have to come. What makes me more nervous than my soldering is actually the is the heater behind me. Yeah, no short wires tonight. Yeah, I did kind of screw that up last week, making the wires so short. But I've learned from my mistakes, and wires are much longer today. Much longer to the point where they're probably annoying. Oh, is the sound on the super chat quiet? It's so funny. I kept turning it down and turning it down and turning it down because I felt like it was so loud. So I just kept turning it down. Yeah, Drew Dudes. I talked about it a little earlier. Containerman 68 got me that SP locomotive, and it's I mean, I've been saying it's a red nose. People are telling me apparently it's called a bloody nose, but it has the idea is it's you know, my red nose clown pulling my circus train. So yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got going on back there. What's an old elevator shaft? I totally missed something. Oh, my pre-show music was. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's funny because I thought it was too loud, so I kept lowering it. I'll have to go back and fix that. So I'm gonna start with the short wires, because if I start with the short wires, I can screw up a couple times before I get to the longer wires. So let's there we go. You know, this would be so much easier if I didn't have such a mess. I should probably just clean up, but anyway, here's my getting my helping hands tool set up. I think I need to do it to the back so that it's the one hand. Adapt and overcome, they say, right? That's some is that Boy Scouts? Is that military? Not sure what that is, but we'll other than the advertisement. What advertisement? I haven't done my advertisement yet. Okay, so here's that. Let's see. So theoretically, this is what the setup is going to look like. I don't need to put the heat shrink on yet. There's an empty side over there. What am I looking for? Okay, so I got flux. The soldering iron is over here, and it's been heating up. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Gonna make some room just so that I don't burn anything. Here we go. Okay. Now we're cooking. So I'll try and remember that. I can't adjust the super chat right now, but I will I'll definitely adjust it. Oh yeah, those. Did you guys see the trailer? Because there should have been actually a video, a trailer that played of the SP logo at the beginning. Yeah, they look like roach clips. They're actually not. But I can see why somebody would think they were. It has been so long since I soldered. I'm trying to remember what to do. I'm like completely blanking on how this process should go. So just getting a little flux on that. Just gonna jam it in the flux. Just get a little a little flux on it, and soldering iron should be hot. Is this a real sponge and not a nitrocellulose sponge? I have no idea. This is the sponge that came with this, but I do also have this. Oh, I'm like talking. That's not the one I want to show. This one. So this sponge is the one that came with it, but then I also have this little thingy that I actually kind of like better, sort of, but yeah. Yeah, I started soldering when I was 11, but I was terrible at it, and I'm still terrible at it. See, like, never understand why it's, like, it doesn't seem to heat stuff up. I don't, the tip's probably not tinned well. We're gonna turn this up. Dip the end of the wire in paste flux first. I did dip it. I'm gonna let that heat up a little bit more. Yes, I I am a seasoned bad solderer. That is 100% correct. People want to see how terrible my soldering really is, and it's probably a little bit going to be out of focus. I'm letting the temperature come up on the soldering iron a little bit. Hopefully it'll... You need one like Harrison? Does Harrison have a... what kind of soldering station does Harrison have? I think it's kind of just these solid wires just don't want to take the... solid wires don't seem to want to take the solder at all. Don't know why. Don't know why. Yeah, so this is one of these Weller. This is one of those Weller whatever things. So it does actually heat up pretty quick, but it's the solder's just not sticking to the solder just doesn't seem to be sticking to the wires, even though I've got flux on them. So we're gonna try and line this up enough to see if they'll stay together. Do not watch me and then learn, and don't take what I'm doing and learn anything from it. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just so that everyone is 100% clear on that. Come on. Okay, one down. And when I say down, I mean soldered together. So of course it's not focusing. Of course it's not going to focus. We're going to go back to manual focus again. So there we are. There's that solder joint. And for whoever was asking about what solder or what flux I'm using, it's this here, rosin paste flux. It is not acid. No, you do not want to use acid-based flux for this type of stuff. You want rosin-based flux. So let's get the black wire. And let's do a similarly bad soldering job on the black wire. And then we'll heat shrink this sucker up. So, yeah, this show is 100% how not to do this, and it's how to manually focus a camera. Okay, so all right, so I dip it into the rosin flux to get some on there, and we'll tin the wires first, which didn't seem to go very well last time, but we're gonna try again, even though it didn't go very well. These clips are supposed to help pull the heat away from what you're soldering, which is actually why I initially got these clips. So they are actually designed for soldering. Someone just say they make their own liquid flux. All right, so hopefully I saw the flux flow, and hopefully it pulled some of the the soldering with it. So we're getting this lined up with my very scientifically accurate helping hands. And we're gonna try and solder this together. So Lynn McCurdy, I don't even know. I don't know enough about soldering to even know what that question means. So there's that problem. Do we want to see really just how bad my soldering is here? So here we go. We can watch how bad my soldering really is. The solder is rosin core 0.8. No, you can't see it, but it's the solder I'm using is rosin core 0.8, whatever, 6337. So it's not 6040, it's 6337. And so it's focused. And let's see if I can make this. Trying to find a way so when I touch it with the soldering iron, it doesn't. See, I feel like I may need to swap this tip and or retin it, because it does not, like, it doesn't really melt the solder very well. Okay, so that should be that. Let's unclip it. See, yep, there we go. We've got a solder joint. Got a solder joint. I don't know how crappy that solder is. For all I know, it could be It could be pretty crappy solder for all I know. So let's heat shrink this, because I want to heat shrink it so that when it goes through the hole here, I don't have an issue with these guys touching each other. So I got a Wagner little mini heat gun here, and it's set at 450, Roy. I would think 450 should be hot enough, but maybe I'm wrong. Curious thoughts from the experts. Is 450 hot enough? So here we go. Oh, that's awesome. One piece is going to be more than plenty. This is, I don't need to be using this, but this is actually marine grade stuff. This is 0.8. 450C. Yeah, it's 450. Oh, no, 450 Fahrenheit. Sorry, 450 Fahrenheit. I need about 700. Does this thing go up to 700? I thought it does go up to 700. I thought, well, we'll do the next one at 700, and we'll see if it goes better, and maybe I'll learn something about soldering during this during tonight's stream. So please let me know. I'm gonna turn this on. I don't know how loud it's gonna be, so let me know if it's too loud or not. But I'm gonna. This is marine grade. It's got the stuff in it that when you heat it up, it kind of gets like goopy, to like seal it off for like outdoor stuff. And it's 3-to-1. 0.032. Yeah, I definitely had the solder I have is definitely not good enough. Maybe if I would have watched some Tom's Trains and things, how to solder for beginners, I would have learned how to I would know how to solder, and I wouldn't be struggling through it. What's action? I know it's like so. I know it's loud. Is it loud? I always go a little higher, so everything from 650 to 700. Huh. Yeah, Rebel. Let's see. You've got a couple videos to make now. You've got your shack video, and you've got your the soldering video now. It looks like. Quickest and best soldering I've seen is from Eric at IMRRO. Interesting. You need to use the end of the tip. Oh, there you go. Oh, good. I'm glad you can't hear it. Oh, good. That's good news. So theoretically now, this will go through. When I say through, I mean it'll just sit like that. And I will, I'll drill a hole in the bench to put this through. And that should work. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to take a small piece of this, and I'm going to slide it up both wires. So I'm taking a bigger piece of shrink tubing, Heat shrink. Whew. That was rough. That was hard to get to right there. So I'm taking just a bigger piece and I'm going to slide it up just to kind of help hold the wires together a little bit. Yeah, this is this guy that I have. This is just a little tiny guy, but you know, for most of the modeling stuff, you know, it works. It works pretty well. So there we go. One down. I wish this, when the heat shrunk, it shrunk away from the. Anyway, it should be fine. So shall we try this again? Shall we do another one? Now that we got the temperature, much hotter. Robert, I get thumbs down before I even start my streams half the time, so I've just kind of learned to ignore it. So we are putting some flux on the ends. And now that we got the soldering iron nice and hot, I've lost my piece of solder that I was using on the floor. Is which guy related to the other guy from the other night? I think this guy might be related to that guy, though. I don't know if he's related to the other guy, but this guy and that guy are brothers. I don't think other guy is a part of the party, though. Come on. Well, see, it was up at 700, and now it's down at 350. Why did it drop down to 350? Was it because I wasn't using it? Now it's heating up again, but I don't know why it dropped. Yeah, I know I'll always have haters. It's I'm sure I've already made some enemies. Are we doing a who's on first, what's on second thing in the chat? Well, it definitely heats up much faster. I don't know that it helped the solder stick to these solid core wires, but we'll make it work. We're gonna make it. I'm gonna beat it into submission, one way or another. We'll not do a close-up this time because that close-up was pretty terrible last time. So let's oh, well, if I could keep these together. When I touch it with the solder, it's splitting the wires apart. It's definitely much faster to solder with it hotter like this. So here we go. We got the black wire coming in hot. I do not recommend working with such a messy setup. I recommend a clean work surface for all your for all your soldering needs. Get some flux on there. And let's tin these wires up. That's why you need paper receipts for the thumbs down. It would be nice to know, like, when I get a thumbs down, it would be really nice to know, like, why. You know, because I'm all about, I'd love to improve the show. Am I using aluminum wire? I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. It looks like aluminum wire, but this doesn't say aluminum wire. And I remember when I was looking to buy the wire, I was trying very hard not to you know, not to get aluminum wire. But this could be aluminum wire. Yeah, don't breathe the smoke. Keith, are you running them enough? Bernard C., I'm not sure what we're talking about running them. I'm usually working on my trains. Sorry, I saw a comment from somebody saying I'm getting confused. I'm going to go back to soldering. Yeah, it's not copper color, so it could be aluminum wire. I don't know why, when I bought this wire, I had the hardest time finding copper wire. And when I went to the store today to buy these guys, I looked for wire as well, and they didn't have any. I almost just cut up an Ethernet cable for this tonight, because I think that's 24 gauge, which would have been fine for this. So I almost just used you know, the 24 gauge Ethernet wire. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing we did before with some of the heat shrink. We'll get the... Of course, this wire is longer. I probably should have put it on first. If this is aluminium at all, it's like aluminium covered or something. Aluminum. Yes, 700 is working a lot better than 350 and 450 were. So yes, suggesting to increase the temperature was a very good suggestion. Yeah, if I had Cat 6, it probably would make this a faster process. That's for sure. Those are on there pretty good. So let's push these all the way up without breaking the wires, because that's the goal. No broken wires. All of a sudden, Heath is British. Yeah, sometimes saying aluminium, to me, it's just more fun. Kind of like how cinnamon is like fun to say as well. So we're, is that the high or is that the low? Oh, there we go. There's the high. Yeah, the heat shrink tubing shrinking. Keith is clearly a New Yorker. I don't think we use aluminium here in New York. But yeah, I don't wonder if, just using network cable would have been better for this. For one, because this is solid core, and that would have not been solid core, which I think would have been nice. So I'm going to take again another little piece of this cucumber. Yeah, as long as I don't have to say, what is it, literally, I'm doing okay. Oh, the audio went wonky again. Oh, network cable solid core. I don't know that I realized that because it's so flexible. Yeah, so after I solder this, I'm gonna braid it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna braid it. So is the sound still all messed up? When we talk, we hear the heat gun with your voice. So is it that OBS messed up sound, or is it just that you're hearing the heat gun when I stop talking? Heat gun's off now, so hopefully it. Are you serious? All of the virtual Railfan live cams, the channel got shut down? Yeah, that's what I thought it could be solid or stranded. That's a great word, Martin. Indubitably. Yeah, that's a good word. That's a really good word. No, I meant the wire, not my hair. I don't think I could do my hair. So let's so yeah, I think these are gonna work out pretty good. I will definitely have to drill some holes in the bench there. Let's move this off to the side a little bit, and what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put so the SD is both wires. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these connectors and I'm gonna put 2 wires in one connector on SD, and I think I'm gonna do that with the black wire. And then I think with the what happened? And then I'm gonna put the 2 red wires on S1 and S2, and I'm gonna use these, so should I need to take them apart, I can take them apart, because that's how I roll. Ugh. Oh, I see. They taped it together. I didn't realize. I'm like, why is it not opening? There we go. So here's the crimper I'm going to use. I'm going to strip the red wire and let's see how this crimping works, how well it works. I wonder if they're just having a problem with their servers then. If the channel's still there, but everything went down, that sounds more like a server issue than, because I believe Virtual Railfan runs to their own server first, but maybe I'm wrong. I've been known to be wrong before. I've been known to be wrong a lot. Brian Rock Railfan, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. Let's put it in this way. And push it through. See the wire coming through. There we go. First one. All right, so for all you electrical people out there, I couldn't find any small enough for this this little pin, so I've got these bigger ones. I'm curious, does anybody know, do they actually make them for this little guy? Yeah, something tells me they're having a problem with one of their internal servers. Oh, yeah. As Steve says, it's the Flagstaff gang. Absolutely, man. It could be those guys joking around down in Arizona. Took down the whole railfan system. Mm-hmm. What size is this, James? Tiny. These are 22 to 16 gauge with a 1/4 inch tab female, and this is probably an 1/8 inch tab on it. So I probably would need some 1/8 inch ones. I did test these. These do kind of work, but they're not. Yeah, so these definitely aren't 3/16. This is definitely smaller than 3/16. All right, so let's see. And I'm using 22 gauge wire, so I'm using the right wire size for the red ones. It's just more of the yeah. Anyway. Are the virtual railfans really more exciting than watching me screw up soldering? All right, so this is going to be SD. And these, so we'll hook the. Let me put these aside. I got a little bit more wiring to do, but we'll come back in a little bit and we'll test it. So we're gonna do this wiring right now. So instead of cutting, these have connectors, right? So instead of cutting this connector right there, what I did is I got a jumper out of here so that I could basically. Can you guys all hear that sound outside? That's really annoying. So I'm going to use this jumper basically in the middle here. And this jumper goes to the in and the out up here. So I'll basically just, figure out a good place to cut this, and we'll put some of the connectors on it, although this wire feels much thinner than 22, but we'll figure that out as we go. All right, so this side comes out of there. Let's just cut it in the middle. That outside sound is probably a garbage truck or something of that nature, and it's really loud and annoying. I'm gonna look. Give me 1 second. I don't know what it is. I apologize. I don't know. It's not a New York City bus. I couldn't figure out what the vehicle is. Wow, it's really getting picked up, isn't it? That's a bummer. Well, I hope it goes away because it's loud. I'm gonna keep going, and I hope you guys can bear with me for a little bit. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I don't know. I'm I'm thinking for these, because of how small they are, I'm just gonna solder them right. Nah. If I solder them to this board, then I can only use this board for Z-scale. But I guess that's fine, right? I mean, you know. Yeah, let's just solder it. Why not? We're having fun soldering today, right? We'll just do some more soldering. So this is definitely copper wire. It sounds like the sax player, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Last time it was the sax player. I don't know what it is. There's like no work going on. Well, I mean, I guess there is some work going on. So Dragon Ball, what I'm doing is I'm installing this this AR-2 on my for my Z-scale stuff. Oh man, I've got this program on here that keeps like kind of taking over the computer, and I have to uninstall it, and I forgot. But I just looked over and my CPU usage was like through the roof, and I was like, oh boy, what just happened? So, okay, so this is the in wire. So let's do this one first. And we're gonna get my handy dandy helping hands. Yeah, this really is becoming Random Noise Wednesday, isn't it? Alright. So we're fluxing up the wires. We're gonna tin these puppies. We'll then tin the other thing. We'll make this work. So an AR-2 reversing unit is a unit that I am going to be able to use for my shelf layout. So on my shelf layouts back there, I've got the trains going back and forth, and except for the Z-scale. If you notice, the Z-scale is not moving at all. And this will be the solution for the Z-scale. So that's the plan. So this is the in I'm working with now. We don't really have septic trucks. I mean, we have we're in New York City. We have a sewer system. No septic trucks. I don't know that actually got anything on here, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, it's Guess Who's Outside He's Trainer. I definitely didn't have all these noises when I was up in the apartment, that's for sure. I'm sorry if I'm getting my head in the way. There we go. Yeah, I really should be venting this, shouldn't I? Boy, that is so annoying. I really don't know what that is. I am knocking into things. I'm looking again. 1 second. It's parked up the street for me a little bit, so I can't actually make out what it is. It's always something with these live streams, isn't it? Okay, so the in is here. Let's get this. Let's mount this clip a little bit differently. My makeshift helping hands. They could be unclogging the sewers. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they if that is what they were doing, but I have no idea. So I apologize. That's got to be really annoying for you guys. I am so sorry. Even with all my microphones and everything, this sound is so loud, there's nothing I unfortunately can do about it. What's not as bad for me as it is for you? The sound? I can see it. I see my meters. It's loud. Don't really know what. Don't really know what to do with it except to just go on with life. There is this, there is that, but it's it's by the office, not I can't see it from here. So that's the in. Just trimming up the ends a little bit with the biggest side cutters I could possibly use on this. And now we'll do the out. Yeah, right. I was hoping that they would just like move on. It's really frustrating. And people thought I was loud. Okay, so we're going to tin these wires, and this will be the output. So these are the Rokuhan connectors that are compatible with all the Rokuhan Z-scale track and stuff. And the Rokuhan is what the track and stuff that I am using. So that's why I'm going with these connectors. Okay, that one looks much better. That one kind of looks like a mess. You think it's an airplane? I'm actually in an airplane right now. That's the big joke, is that I am doing my stream from an airplane. Let's get a little solder on these guys now. Are we that out of focus? So we're gonna get some solder on there. There we go. Yeah, yeah. I am getting tanked by a sewer, aren't I? I wish I had two hands on the same side of my body. It would make soldering much easier, actually. Or I should say, it would at least make this much easier. There we go. From my welding experience, I know what a cold solder, or cold weld looks like. So when soldering, I'm kind of applying that mindset a little bit to the soldering to make sure that I don't have a cold solder joint. I want to make sure that I've got good adhesion, good connection. I don't know what the right word would be, but whatever the right word is, that's my goal. Well, at least the sound went down a little bit. All right, so here we are. Now we've got the out. I'm going to grab different side cutters. Get in there a little bit better. Plate brushes. Here we go. These will get in there real good. You guys see what I'm doing? Yes. Just cutting off. You know, I made the ends long enough to make it easy for me to solder this on, but then I'm just, you know, cutting them, trimming them down. Oh, good. Yeah, it's below the level of my compressor, so now you don't see it anymore. So this here, this is the accessory cable that comes out of the accessory side of the. I guess it helps if I do this. It comes out of the accessory side. So I'm gonna use. Is this the correct cable? Oh, this is the wrong cable. Well, that's a bummer. Well, it still kind of fits if I shove that in there. If I cut the clip off. So I thought I was buying the correct connector for this, but apparently this is not the correct connector because the clip is on top, not on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove this guy in there, and then we'll meter it on the other end. I'll plug it in, and we'll meter it, and we'll just confirm that it's gonna still work for us. And when I say us, I mean me, but you know, I like to keep everyone involved. This goes here. Okay, so let's. This is going to go with the in cable. Row out of here. So this cable here that I'm setting up is going to go to this plus and minus here on the other side. But it'll run along with this guy, so I'm going to try and make it a good length for that guy. So let's clip this off. Evening, Adam. A big hammer. Yeah, if I get a big hammer, I can maybe get it in there. So, okay, so that'll come off. And this will then ram in there. Maybe. Maybe not really well. There we go. So I just got it to go all the way in. And now let's meter this. This. So I need my meter, which I got here. So here's the meter. Here's the meter. And yeah, there's a bunch of West Coast people here. There's some Australia people here. There's people from all around. So we're gonna plug this in back here. Yeah, that's what I'm not sure if the metal on the inside's the right size. It looks close. So we're going to set that on DC. We're gonna plug this in here. And if I flip on and off the switch, it does nothing. I wonder if I need to have this on. There we go. So minus 12.8, which means that my hot wire is this one. So the hot wire is not the one with the white on it, which is what I would expect. So I know how to use a meter. I just didn't know that this on-off switch here actually turned this off as well. I actually kind of like that, that it's switched in both places. So this guy is going to put out constant. You see, like I turn that and it's constant. And that's what I need for the other side of this. So let's get the meter out of here. You have the same meter? I've had this meter for a long time. Long time. So let's come up with a length for this. And here we go. So let's cut this about here. So what we learned from last time was that the polarity needed to be wired correctly. Yeah, white stripe is usually negative. The reason I'm saying that, I don't know if you were here last week, DB Tech, but last week I wired up this guy here, and it comes with a transformer. And the transformer that it came with in the box, that's how the instructions implied that it should work. But when we actually went to hook it all up, nothing worked. And there were a lot of warnings about, like, make sure the polarity is correct. Like, it could damage it if the polarity is off. So I was hesitant to just switch the wires, you know, opposite of what the instructions were saying. But the reality was that, the reality is that the instructions were actually wrong. Because the instructions were wrong for the transformer that they supplied, is really what it was. So yeah, that was last week's fun. Yeah, don't trust the instructions. Well, and that's why I just, that's why I just metered this out of this little box, is so that I knew which, so I knew which wire was which, because I didn't want us to experience that again. That wasn't fun last time. So I'll hook these two wires up. I'll get the sensors hooked up, and then we can see if everything works. Do a little wire tinning. I want to get some acid brushes. I haven't gotten any acid brushes yet, but this is working. You guys can see what I'm doing? Okay. Turn it off. It is off. Oh, that's this switch was off. But yeah, I should probably unplug it. Come on, it's more fun doing it live. You know we like to live on the edge around here, Edward. So we got a nice little bit of solder there. And so this I want to come in from this side, actually. So I want to be able to solder it from this side. And we're going to put the white wire. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're going to put this wire with the white stripe on the other side. So we're actually going to flip it over. And I know you can't see the white stripe now, but the white stripe is going to the negative side. And we're going to find a place to put this clip to hold the wires where I need the wires, and hopefully be able to get this all soldered up without it taking all day. Yeah, acid brushes are a little bit like helping hands. They're the things that I remember I want when I'm doing something and forget to get. Yeah, no, I'm not going to heat shrink this. I'm not going to bother. Theoretically, where this is being placed, I've got all this exposed stuff on the back, so I'm not going to bother heat shrinking it. So let's try to get this guy in there real good. I'm going to use this other clip here just to give it a little bit of a pull against the other thing, but enough that I'm not going to burn myself. It's connected, but it's not great. Is it? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like this one. Let's bend it over a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more connection on that one. Right here. Flow, solder, flow. There we go. When it flows, it flows. So now we got that going. And we are going to find my snips. Okay, we're going to cut that off. Okay, so now what we got is we got the output wired up to the in of this on my little dial here. The output is going over to what will eventually be the connector for the Z-scale track back there. I've got this little switch here going to the constant power. And then what I'm going to do now is we're going to get these two sensors. And so once I test this, I've got some stuff that I'm going to wrap some of these cables up before we actually wire any of this in. But let's just get a little test going first, and then we'll make this happen. So that goes over there. So this is my my 2-wire connector. So we're gonna push that onto SD. There we go. And then we got S1 will be the short guy. Yeah, I didn't realize, I was afraid to use too much heat, but it actually works better with more heat, which I didn't I thought more heat would cause more problems, but it definitely seemed like more heat made my life a lot easier. So, so if we remember from last time, one of the first things we need to do is basically set the, set these dials. But what I'm going to do now is we'll plug this in and we'll turn it on and we'll see if we can get these lights to light up and kind of test it. Yeah, Steve, the wires, basically I'm going to put the unit on the left side where that Z-scale is, and then I need the one set of wires to run all the way to the other side of the shelf. So that's why the one set is long. And I learned from last time to make my wires a little bit longer. So let's get the power for this guy. So that guy's powered up. That's off. So I turn this on, and turn that on. There we go. Then turn this on. So that's a good sign. Oh. So let's adjust these until it goes off. There we go. And let's adjust this one until it goes off. There we go. So now, theoretically, when I cover, I should get the lights coming on. So let's just zoom in so we can all see that. So cover the one, cover the other. So now what should be happening, let's get the meter out again. what should be happening is as it switches on and off, we should see the voltage on the meter go back and forth. So let's see if we can make that happen. And then I'll clean up these cables a little bit. So if I raise the controller up now, we should see, zoom out. There we go. I thought I should see the voltage go up, but the voltage didn't go up when I turned it. Oh, I know why. I know why it didn't work. Forward reverse switch was in the middle. So if I go forward, there we go. So now I got 12 volts, no negative sign. And where's the other? Here we go. So here are the two sensors. So now it says minus 12. And there it goes to plus 12. And then I cover the other one. And it goes back to minus 12. So let's do that again real quick. So it's minus 12. It crosses the sensor. It stops immediately, changes direction. Now it's going plus 12. Then it hits the other side. It goes and then goes back to minus 12. So it's working. Let me get, I've got some, here we go. It's over here. I got this stuff. It's this like small cable wrap stuff, and I use it for everything. So it is alive. It is alive. So I am going to use this to clean up these wires a little bit before I go any further. So the wires that I want to clean up are the sensor wires, as well as the wires coming out of this box here. So let's get those straightened out. So those would be these two. Those would be these two. So we're gonna make I'm gonna make a piece of this. This is where you start seeing how anal my wiring is. So we're gonna cut this, hopefully a little bit long, and then we're gonna connect this together here. So I don't know if we want to. Oh, it's 11:30. I kind of feel like it's a good time to stop. The only real thing that I need to do to get this working over on the other side is to drill some holes for the sensors. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll hang out for a little bit more. We'll clean up some wires. If people got anything going on that they want to share in the chat about, upcoming events and shows and stuff, please share them while I am cleaning up wires. And then after I do a little bit of wire cleaning, I got to clean up my desk and everything. But then I think I'll get to finishing this on the over the weekend. So for Monday night, then theoretically I will have a Z-scale train running, which would be kind of cool, right? I think. Hey, who told them what time it is? I looked up at my clock. If you don't know, I have a big, huge clock in front of me. So yeah, I try and start the show on time. So having a clock was important to make sure I start on time, and then it just sort of it gives me something to look at. But yeah, we can thank my girlfriend for this stream happening tonight, because if it was not for my girlfriend, I would not have had the AR-2 down here in my studio. So yeah. Yeah, so Robert, TSG's show from earlier today was with Michelle Kempema, but they also had another guy that came up, and they were talking about kicking cars, and it was pretty awesome. It was really pretty awesome. Tim, CP368 Productions, is doing a lot of real trains videos. If you're into learning about like the real trains, the real deal, check out some of the videos that he's doing. He goes through different subjects and stuff as well. But looks like this one is the Batavia train show purchases were up yesterday. Let's see, Joey. I see wires. Did something short yet? I don't know. Ask the chat. Let's see what the chat has to say. Chat, what do you think? Did anything short? Are there really 28 people here? Sometimes I don't know if YouTube is behind or not, but yeah, Joey, last week we on technology as a tool, not as an obstacle, was the first time I set these up, and there was an issue. We did have a problem. We did kind of go through everything though, and we did eventually get it solved, which meant then tonight I was able to wire this up for real. This is going to be for the Z-scale train that's sitting right there. If you notice, there are two pieces of track missing. Those are these two pieces of track here on the desk, and I cut holes in these for the sensors tonight. So that's that was kind of tonight's event. No smoke, it actually all worked, which was kind of cool. Kind of cool. Hey, Drew Dudes, you're here, but where were you when we started? No, I'm just kidding. No, I really appreciate people coming and hanging out, and it's been great. Then we'll be Conrail in New York, then Livonia, Avon, and Lakeville. I'm assuming, Tim, you're talking about that's your real train series. I know one of the first ones you did was just a general one about Class 1 railroads. So it looks like you're moving on to some fallen flags, being Conrail, and I think Livonia, Avon, and Lakeville are also late as well. Hey, hi, how you doing? Let's see, Gary Creepy put up a video of his Mississippi paddle streamer. More soon. So yeah, this is not fun putting this on, but this will help keep these wires nice and neat. So that's the one for there. This is the one that goes to the track, so this one will be separate. But I do want to let's do the same thing with these sensor wires as well, just to get these sensor wires together nice and neat. So here's let's see. So that should be good. Joey says, very nice. I've been planning on how I'm going to cut my layout in half. Is this the N scale layout, Joey, or is this your new foray into HO scale layout that you're trying to cut in half? Good night, Mr. Steve 87th PSAP. I was almost going to call you by your last name, but then I realized I didn't want to dox you on YouTube, so I decided not to do that. I just woke up. My work starts at midnight, but it's 6 a.m. for you. Oh, boy. Yeah, I guess it would be 6 a.m. in the Netherlands, wouldn't it? It's 6 hours difference. So it's 540, no? I just twist them and shrink tube each end. Yeah, and again, I sort of said, like, you're kind of seeing the madness that is me. You know, I did shrink tube this end, and I just, you know, this is just my madness. I don't know how else to explain it. Neat wiring is extremely important to me. It really helps me with troubleshooting. So I try and take extra effort in the beginning to, you know, to make the wiring as neat as possible. So, hey, Lance, welcome home. Lance has started doing live stream tests. So it looks like Lance might be doing some live streams soon. Oh. HO's in a new venture. I had it as a kid, but yeah, the HO one. I'm turning half the layout into shelving and staging and only operating the other half. Yeah, are you gonna do any, Joe? Are you gonna do any kind of automated back and forth kind of stuff on your shelf layouts? I'm actually kind of enjoying just that I can, you know, have. Don't know why it just. I actually. Oh. Looks like my shelf camera is overheating, so we're gonna unplug that one. But yeah, I like just being able to have the trains running back and forth. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, neat wiring, very important. It's, you know, it's kind of part of my job, my day job, is, you know, mapping everything out, marking everything, you know, making sure that when somebody comes back to site 2 years later, that when they open up the cabinet, that they, you know, they can trace out a problem without it being a nightmare. So no automation for Joey. I'll be planning a continuous run option layout for the new home. Oh, sorry, Joey, I didn't catch that. I didn't realize you were moving. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm hoping you'll still get some space in the basement in the new home. So let's, yeah. I'm kind of debating how far down I want to go. Circuitron makes a mounting channel for their circuit boards, but there are no mounting holes in their circuit board, so I can't just screw it to the wall, which is kind of frustrating. Ah, gotcha, Joey. Understood. Planning for the future. Always a good thing. Let's put this on this side. So now we're going to do the same thing with this really long one. And once I'm done with this guy, we will, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to call it a day. I have a tangle, which is kind of nice that I've got these connectors on it. Otherwise, I would have had a big problem. But connectors make life easy. Pull that wire through. That's the other reason I like putting this stuff on it, is to, it helps kind of deal with, you know, wire tangles. Like I got this little tangle going on here, and, you know, I'll be able to fix it. Tim keeps trying to get everyone to move out to his area. Tim definitely loves where he lives. That's for sure. Yeah, Robert, I am just about to call it drill the corners like it says in the instructions. Oh, I didn't get that far in the instructions. But they've got little solder points on the corners. So are you just supposed to drill through those solder points? Because I noticed that there was nothing in the corner. I just thought it was odd that they didn't that they didn't supply supply holes. That didn't come with holes. I guess it's extra money, right? Costs extra money for holes. Holes are extra. I am making a big mess, but that's okay. This is oh, I keep forgetting to play it. All right, give me 45 seconds, everybody. I need to thank the patrons on both YouTube members and patron members, and I really apologize that I didn't play this earlier, but it also supports my sponsors, so if you could support them, I'd really appreciate that as well. Then I'll come back, I'll finish cleaning this wire up, and then we'll shut this down, and I'll see everybody Monday. But don't go anywhere. Hang out, chat with people. Probably I'll go till about midnight, but hang on and say thank you to everybody. Welcome back. I thought maybe this overhead shot I'd be able to see more what I'm doing, but you can't. So let's just go to this view. Labeling is important. I opened a junction box once with 300 connections with all red wires and no labels. Yeah, and that's Edward, been there, done that, seen people do that. Frustrates me to no end that that's how people leave stuff. Not labeling a breaker panel, a contractor not labeling a breaker panel after they do electrical work. I just, don't like it. Have to go. Thanks. Wondering if you'll really stop without watching the train actually go for a little bit. Not 100% sure what you're saying, but see you later. Have a good night. Yeah, this may take me longer than I have enough patience for tonight, but I'll go to midnight. We'll go. Yeah, Rebel. I've heard other people say that in the military all the wires are white and nobody knows when any of them are. Not nobody knows, but that it's it's kind of a common joke with the wiring. Which you would think that all the money that goes to build those kind of things that they could afford a label maker as well, but I know that's not always the case. Oh, how can I go to bed with it? I tested it, so I know it works. I just won't have it installed on the rest of the layout. But I know it works because I did all the testing. So, yeah. Yeah, already survey survey plans for cables when they're not right. Yeah, that's definitely creates issues as well. I think actually, my dad may have left, but we did that as a kid. I think we had we were trenching for something, and they cut through some other wires or something because they weren't marked properly. And I feel like I remember that from when I used to live in Ohio, which I would have been really young. So I don't know if that story is true or not, because I was very young. But oh, this is working better. I just thought I'd try something, and the something is working. This wire is small enough, and this tubing's big enough that it's kind of working. Oh, you saw the test, but it's not the same as seeing the train go. I know. I have to wake up early though tomorrow. I got 2 more site visits, so I need to get some sleep tonight. Edward, less than 10 color coded. Yeah, for some reason I remember they like trenched like right through the center of the backyard, maybe to put in cable, and they cut the electrical. I don't remember, but ooh, that's Rebel saw a guy dig through 220. I did an outdoor event, and they had buried the feeder for the outdoor event, and the feeder is basically your high voltage cables that they buried in the ground to run out to a secondary power location. And then they decided that they wanted to put tiki torches along this patio area. And whoever was installing the tiki torches never knew that they basically buried the power cable along the edge of the patio. So he's digging holes to put these in, and ended up hitting the feeder with a shovel and breaking through the feeder, which not a good situation. Could have been very dangerous. That was a crazy. That was not a good. It was not a good weekend. I did not enjoy that at all. But that was a project. The guy that x-rayed for the cable said they were clear to cut the concrete for a renovation, and the crew cut 3 mains into the hospital. I tell you, man, it is crazy in construction how you spend all that money on a guy to do that, and then that happens like way too often. So yeah, I mean, it's I don't get it. I don't get it. You start to realize that, you hire an expert, and the expert that you hire isn't necessarily an expert. Our electric is on roadside wires, so only water and gas could be underground. Yeah, and I know that's definitely the way they do it in a lot of places. Here in New York City, everything's underground, and it is a maze under there. I'm amazed that things operate as well as they do, with just the amount of water. There's natural gas, there's electric, there's telephone, there's internet, there's just all kinds of things, sewer systems, all kinds of things underneath. Yeah, call Robert Darby, call before you dig. Yep, exactly. Call 611 before you dig. But, not everybody does. Not everybody does. Or they call and the plans aren't correct either, which unfortunately happens way too often as well. So, anyone have anything exciting planned for the weekend? I'm going to be probably doing this all... I'm probably going to be cleaning these wires up all weekend at the rate I'm going. I guess I could have done this in like multiple pieces, which would have made it a lot easier, but, since when was I into easy? Yeah, they do still have steam lines in New York. Not everywhere, I don't think. I know they do still in the Lincoln Center area. There's a big steam plant right nearby, and I know that steam still runs into the Metropolitan Opera House, and they still use steam for some of the effects that they do at the opera. They use, the steam generated from Con Edison's steam plant, which is kind of cool. It's hot in here. Oh, it was cold, so I turned the heater on, but the heater doesn't have there's no temperature sensor, so the heater didn't turn off, and it just got way too hot in here. So now I've got the air conditioner on. Ooh, ITLA modules. Do you think you'll do videos of those, Joey, or not? Just more for you. Greg's got his church service. He does I know he does the producing of those events there. I believe you use OBS for all that, correct? Ooh, there you go. Hi, is the contest still open? Can people still enter the contest, or is the entry closed? Either way, head over to Hi's channel. Hi just did a good video, so kind of in response to my videos with the AR-2, he did some videos showing how to do the same thing with an Arduino. So it was good to be able to see, there are multiple different ways to do similar things. And that's actually one of the things that I really enjoy about model railroading is just how many different options there are. Edward, it is 100% why the camera overheated. It is 81 degrees in this room right now. And I don't know, I was not paying attention, and I need to pay attention. Okay, Hyde's contest is closed, but hey, you could still go over there and you could still you could still join his channel. You can still check out his Arduino videos that he's been doing. Oh, cool, Greg. Oh, that's awesome that you're using StreamYard for your church stuff to help with the lockdown. That's awesome. Huh, that's really cool. You're the first person that I've heard of. I know of a lot of people that help with their church services, but you're the first person that I've heard that uses StreamYard with your church services. I mean, it makes so much sense. But Greg says it's 28 degrees outside. 28 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit? I think you're talking Celsius, right? Man, this is taking a lot longer than I was expecting. I had two more minutes to get as far as I can get, and then I'm unplugging everything and just walking away, because I do have to get up tomorrow for work. Yeah, let's not get too much into the politics of the showstopper, but it is an unfortunate reality. It's unfortunate. Yeah, not Kelvin. Yeah, I hope it's not Kelvin. Yeah, it actually got up to 75 today, but I think it only got up to like 60 yesterday. So it was, the temperature here has kind of been all over the place. This has got to be the most important or most exciting part of the stream, is me wrapping up these cables. I know that's not true. I'm just saying that. My headphones died. See you later, Adam. I'm actually going to head out as well. I'm going to roll my end screens. Please check out my sponsors. It really helps me out, helps them out, helps the community out. Have a fantastic week. I'll see a lot of people on Sunday. I think it's Rick Bailey is doing Sidetrack Sunday on Sunday, and I'll be back for Modeling Monday on Monday. Monday we'll keep working on my little shack, And yeah, we'll go from there. Have a great time, everybody.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.